Hey, it's Veronica Wasek with 5-Minute Bookkeeping, and in this video, I will talk about the biggest mistakes that Shopify sellers make with QuickBooks Online. The biggest mistakes that Shopify sellers make with QuickBooks Online. I certainly have seen my share of them, so let's go ahead and get started. First one is recording net sales into your QuickBooks. So basically, you're not capturing any sales deductions, any sales taxes, or anything that would give you details of what makes up those sales. One of the things that you need to consider is that Shopify not only is made up of sales, but there's also returns and refunds, sales taxes, deductions, and all of those amounts need to be broken out so you can get a clear picture of your profitability. On the QuickBooks side, you'll see only net payments deposited either from Shopify Payments or from other payment processors. So ideally, as your shop grows, as your business grows, as you need to get a clearer picture of how your business is doing and what you're really paying for fees or what your deductions are, ideally you want to then start recording your sales at a more detailed level, showing you what makes up the sales and deductions. Next, assuming that apps will automate tasks and eliminate all manual tasks. That is a common misconception. We think that, hey, if I just connect Shopify with this app or Shopify and QuickBooks using an app, that it should all be simple and I won't have to worry about doing any bookkeeping. Wrong. No, you still have to work on the bookkeeping. It may save you time in entering some of those transactions, but it's not eliminating the need to do your bookkeeping. Next is using the wrong app, and I have a separate video where I talk about apps that integrate Shopify with QuickBooks, but there are many that just bring in a whole bunch of details over into your QuickBooks that, in my opinion, is not necessary. You don't need to bring in every single transaction from Shopify into QuickBooks. You just need to bring in summarized totals. And the next mistake, and as I already started telling you, is syncing detailed transactions into QuickBooks. So the wrong apps will, at least in my opinion, the wrong apps will sync over every single transaction into QuickBooks. If you're a high volume seller, that is a whole lot of data to bring over, and really it's just cluttering things up in your QuickBooks, and eventually it will just slow down your database. If you're a small seller, perhaps you can get away with just using a simple app and bringing over every transaction. But as you grow, that's probably not the best thing to do. Next mistake, when you're using those apps, you may not have the ability to really manage how transactions are coming over from Shopify into QuickBooks. There are some integrations that are very limited and only allow you to post transactions into very limited accounts, whereas others allow you a lot more flexibility in how those transactions come over. And the mistake that I see many Shopify sellers make is that they don't ever look at that integration and that account mapping. So it's very important to look at the account mapping between Shopify and QuickBooks Online to make sure that transactions are being mapped into the right account and that it's not going to cause a big mess by putting transactions into the wrong account. The next mistake, and really it's two mistakes in one. It's thinking that you need to sync your inventory between Shopify and QuickBooks Online and attempting to manage your inventory in QuickBooks Online. QBO has a very limited functionality when it comes to managing inventory, and ultimately that's just not going to work for you if you have a growing business. The best practice would be for you to use a cloud inventory app to manage your inventory, especially multi-channel inventory, At that point, it really gets overwhelming, and you really would not want to use QBO to manage your inventory. Next mistake, not reconciling amounts received in the bank with Shopify amounts. So you may have an integration between Shopify and QuickBooks. It's bringing over amounts received from Shopify, but do those amounts really match what's being deposited in the bank account? If they don't, you need to be reconciling those two amounts and figuring out what's different. It's usually fees, and those fees need to be recorded. Otherwise, things are getting messed up, and then you're not really capturing all of the fees. And next is PayPal. So PayPal is not the mistake, it's just the problems that come as a result of using PayPal. Now, obviously, you have to give your customers multiple ways of paying you, and PayPal is very popular. I use PayPal, but when you use PayPal, PayPal has its own set of issues that you have to deal with from the bookkeeping side, and things can start to get messed up. Really, PayPal acts as its own bank account, and then you have to know how to really work with those transactions so that, again, things don't get messed up. And finally, assuming that you can set up and do your own bookkeeping without the help of a qualified Shopify and QuickBooks Online accountant. I know that it's very simple to just purchase your QBO subscription and get started, and you probably are excited to be running your business and be doing your own bookkeeping. But if things aren't set up properly, if you haven't really set up the proper structure to really handle all of the different e-commerce transactions that you have, the different payment processors that you're using, you will likely run into problems. So if you have any questions, make sure that you check out the description box below for how to contact me. Also, check out the description box below for free resources, a link to join my Facebook community. I'm Veronica Wasek with 5-Minute Bookkeeping. If this content is helping you, make sure that you comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get all of my latest videos.